What up, though, y'all? I'm tired. First of all, I had a long, fun night, but I wanted to chat a little bit about interracial relationships, and it is specifically black and white because that's the hot topic. It seems like, and I paused when thinking about talking about this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And first, I want to say that I'm gonna give my opinion. Obviously, a whole lot of my opinion, but my opinion really don't matter to who you're in a relationship with. If you do decide to date whoever you want, right? I do not think that. I do feel like the business of all black people is all black people's business. I do believe that because we are a peculiar people, and I don't mean that in like a biblical reference, but it does fit. We really are a peculiar people, and our experience in the world is not like any other race. Therefore, we can't conduct ourselves like every other race. Secondly, about that is that like some people, I don't think that this is something that's for everybody anyway. To be on like, nope, I'm not dating outside my race, but because I don't think everybody is called to be. I'm trying to think of the right words as I'm talking. I don't think everybody's called to like commandeer of movement or to spearhead something that is just like all black. So, and I also think that like if you was previously in a relationship with the any other race, but for context, I just use white with a white woman or a white male, and then you come into a different level of understanding, a different level of awareness, and you like, but I'm married to this white person, we have kids, and I'm in love, and I want to work them out. I understand that, and my personal, and I also want to be very clear, like just in general, when I'm talking from like my personal experience, and I understand that my personal experience is not everybody's personal experience. I will never pretend like my personal experience is everybody's personal experience. I want to be very clear on that because I don't want to have to say, hear people saying, well, that's your experience. Motherfucker, I know. I know that this is my experience, right? So let's just get that clear. But I do try my best to use historical context as well, right? But so with that being said, I'm gonna continue on my story. I have been married twice. One to a white Mexican woman, one to a white woman. Twice. Right? And obviously this is I'll use the word consciousness, pre-awareness, pre-enlightenment, whatever you want to say. Black enlightenment. And I ain't gonna talk too much about those, because it's not something that I need to go deep into. But I dated damn near every race. I dated or slept with damn near every race, and I'm serious, right? And I didn't care, and I'll say I didn't know no better. Didn't mean nothing to me. Just a nasty little boy, just wanted to hump on something. It didn't matter. I wasn't nation building. I wasn't thinking about you, your feelings, and none of that stuff. It was just it was what it was. However, once I learned more about the history of our people in America, in the world, it became evident to me that I need to love my people more. I need to love my people first in all areas of life. Period. No exceptions. When I learned about and what I try to talk about, like in the slave days, where obviously our women would get stripped right out of our homes, right out of our arms, and go and lay with the slave master, and then come back to us, which emasculates the man, traumatized the whole family, and then just send her right back. And as we all know, or hopefully we have some kind of context of, the women would eventually take the man too and have their way with the man, hiding, and then would lie, and then they'd die and everything else, right? Like it was just some vicious stuff. And this is like facts of our history. And then I think about Emmett Till, the story of Emmett Till. And Emmett Till was just like one of the mainstream ones because his mom decided to open up the casket so everybody could see this brutalized 14, 15-year-old boy, where some grown men took him up out of his uncle's house and beat him to death, and then just dumped him in the river, right? For just whistling at a white woman, for just whistling. They had miscegenation laws on the books until the 60s, miscegenation, meaning the mixture of races, right? Where you couldn't even marry out your race. This was the law, right? And then I think about the eugenics movement. Think about this: like the black population in America has been at 12 to 14% for decades. That doesn't even make sense. Everybody else is coming up. We're staying the same because we're in jail, because we're having millions of abortions, right? And this is a form of population control, but I'm gonna try to stay on point with the interracial relationship stuff, right? And then it gets to the psychological point of it. Now, the psychological point of it is what's really vicious. In the media, look at any ad. I play a chess game on my phone. Every other ad, it's a black man with a white woman, or a sister with a white man. When do you ever see positive images of black love on TV? Like, really though? You might say 1 or 2 shows out of hundreds though, out of hundreds. And when you see a sister, what is she doing? A lot of times she humping on a white dude. Let's just be very honest, y'all. Now I'm talking about stuff that's like factual. You know, some of this is my opinion, but some of this is factual. Look at Scandal. Look at Scandal. Look at your girl. She humping on the president. You know what I mean? What's the other one? Claws. I don't even know if Claws is still on TV, but I wrote an article about this one. This one had me so hot. Last year during the NBA playoffs, they showed a sneak preview of it, and I was already watching it, so I was like, cool, because I like Niecy, the sister from Reno 911, hilarious show. And it wasn't on for 5 minutes, y'all. 5 minutes. And she was bent over, had her legs kicked up on her desk, getting humped by a white dude that literally looked like Trailer Park Trash. And I'm not saying that because that's what I think. If y'all ever seen the show and you seen that very first pilot episode, literally 5 minutes within the show, and then this same show Claws on a commercial, the dude standing in the robe and like opens up the robe, and she comes up and kind of bends down and then pulls up some like hair clippers, like she about to shave his pubic hairs. Now this is what's being put on the minds of our kids, because our kids do be watching this shit. Now they could just look on YouTube and watch whatever they want, but this is what the media do. I think about there's a show, a Nigerian show, I think it is, called Inyuba Wives of Lagos or something like that, right? Where it's a show about these African women with white husbands. This is a TV show, right? It gets better on the is it Kenya? I think it's in Kenya. Mambosa. It's literally a beach where white women go to have sex with black men. Look it up. Mambosa. Mambosa. I think that's how you spell it. Mambosa. Where they go and have sex because they're supposed to be these warriors. These sex warriors. Insanity. This is happening right now. Like, this is not nothing old. This is right now what I'm talking about. So the psychological warfare that's going in our minds, like this is normal and this is okay, but it gets better, right? There's an interpersonal piece to it about how we conduct with one another. Like why can we go to any section with black women, and when you ask them about black men, they'll be like, where's all the good black men at? Where's all the black men that take care of their kids at? Where's all the black men that do yada 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 and this and that? And then you ask them, especially in the youth, ask some little black boys, oh, they ratchet, they're loud. We're all loud. We're all spirited. That's just a black thing, really though. But they're loud. They're a ghetto and yada yada yada. And white girls are easier. White girls are nastier. They'll do all this, right? They'll do all this sexual stuff. All of that is stereotypical. All of that is lies. Because it's like that in every race. I'm gonna give you an example. I was chatting online. I can't remember where was at. But a sister had said something like, only date white guys anyway, right? And I like went out to the side and like personal messaged her, and I was like, that's interesting that you say that. Like, tell me about that. Like, why do you only date white guys? And she was like, well, I dated one black guy, and she I don't know how old she was, but she had to be at least in her 20s, right? Like she was grown. And she was like, well, I dated one black guy, and he was really controlling. He even wanted to control how I dress and everything else. And I was like, that's interesting. It sounds rough. Like, she don't even know who I am, right? She don't know how I think. And she was just like, she was dogging. She wasn't like saying that all black men are like this, but I asked her, I was like, so you think all black men are like this? And she was like, well, just the ones that I met. She was only one though. Just the ones that I met, they seem to be like this. They seem to be like that. And then I said, so you telling me that every white guy that you dated just been Prince Charming and very nice and just, just treated you the best. She went silent. And this is what we do. This is that interpersonal piece that she dated one black dude and didn't have a good experience, and she put that on all black men. But she wouldn't even tell me about the white people though, right? She didn't even want to talk about it. Once I asked the question, like, well, you telling me that all these, I don't even know how many it was, but she literally didn't even say anything after that. Insanity, right? And then I think about how we'll say, like, you can't help who you love. Bullshit. Yes, you can. yes, you can, because how do I say this so people understand it? People love themselves. People love themselves. If I love myself, I'm going to love a reflection of me. And you're not a reflection of me, Asian woman. You're not a reflection of me. No matter what we could talk about. We could talk about anything that we want to talk about, but we love who's a reflection of ourselves. And that's where I look at the like self-hate piece of it that we don't want to talk about. We won't say like self-hate isn't literally looking at me and saying, I hate you. Self-hate is selling drugs to your people. Self-hate is abusing your own body. Self-hate is having unprotected sex with multiple partners. Feel me? Self-hate manifests itself in many different forms. You don't have to say you're black and I hate you and I'm black too to be self-hate. Let's be very clear. And self-hate don't have to be like just like this insidious thing where it's like, oh, self-hatred, I'm killing myself. It's like, no, but if you're not loving your people, then that is indeed self-hate, because that person is a part of you. And we just don't seem to get that. And think about this. I just want y'all to hear this. What other race is beating down the doors of black people? When you say white girls love black folks. I can go on the street right now and moonwalk and it'll be a white girl just popping out. Hey, right? But seriously, what other race is beating down the doors of another race? What Mexican do you see will get an Asian and be flossing like, yeah, man, it's Asian persuasion, all this other stuff? Tell me. Black folks though, especially black men, yeah, I got this mighty whitey, I got this snow bunny, I got this Asian persuasion, oh man, I got this Mexican girl, she yada yada yada, I got this islander. We love that. You rarely hear us say, man, I got this black queen. Even when it is like, oh, I got this light-skinned girl with these green eyes. Are y'all following me though? This shit is embedded in us. This is embedded in us. And it's just the truth. But we don't want to talk about the truth because you love who you love. Stop it. Negative. All the messages that we've been given has been that black is wrong. That black is wrong. That black is wrong. And if you get white, you'll get right. This white girl come from a good family. She probably got good credit. We don't want to struggle. And that's another thing, y'all. Follow me on this. If I'm with this sister who's been through similar trauma, similar pain in her life, that's hurtful. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at that pain that you're going through. I don't want you to come home from work and these nasty dudes been all hot trying to talk to you. These your boss is treating you like you stupid when you the best worker, and you come home and you got this weight of the world on your shoulders, and I got to look at that pain. I'd rather Susie come home and say, oh yeah, what's for dinner, honey? You know what I mean? And act like everything's fine, because when you're in the world of whiteness, it's fine. It seems fine as long as you capitulating to that standard of whiteness, though. Are y'all following me? Because from my experience now, everything's fine as long as you're getting along with white supremacy. And I mean that. Everything seems fine as long as you're getting along with white supremacy. And when I say that, I don't mean like you got to join the Ku Klux Klan. Let's not be childish. Like, think about the way that we live. Think about the way that we live. As long as you're willing to go and celebrate how they celebrate, eat how they eat, worship how they worship, everything's fine. Say your ass is about to go and try to organize with some black folks. Say your ass is about to throw a black love event. And watch how shit change. Some of y'all went through it with Trump. Some of y'all people in y'all interracial relationships went through it when Trump was president. All of a sudden, they family members who you thought was cool. Say I'm lying. All of a sudden, all that kind of stuff, all that came right in your face, and you was like, damn. This is what I'm working with. Yes, that's what you're working with. That's what you're always working with. But until you want to look at it and see it for what it is, you're just going to keep on working with it. As long as you're getting along with white supremacy and it's not hurting you, as long as you can still feel good within it, it's all good. But our people is suffering, man. And finally, when it comes to leadership, It's impossible, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. And that's not finally, because I got another thing I want to mention. But in terms of leadership, I feel like it is impossible to talk about how you pro-black and you black love and you trying to bring your people out of this messed up system of oppression, and then you going home and you kissing on another race, you sleeping with another race, your pillow talk is with another race, because your pillow talk can't be black power if you ain't with a black person. How is your pillow talk gonna be? Because when you with your woman or your significant other, whatever gender, other, however you identify your sexuality, you the most intimate with that person. That pillow talk is the most intimate. It's more than you talking to yourself, talking to your papa, your mama, your daddy. That pillow talk be the realest shit that you talking about, and you ain't talking about no black power with somebody who ain't black. Factual, because what you talking about is the exact antithesis of what they are. Whether they good or not, whether they one of the good ones or not, it's factual. I'm not making this up. And it's okay, right? It's okay, because everybody's not called for that. That's okay. If that's not what you call for, cool. I'm not saying that you're bad, that you're not for your people. I'm just saying that you can't be 100% for your people. Because you can't. You can't tell me to love my queens and love my sisters and everything else, and then you going home and you ain't with none of them, man. You can't tell me that. Think about it. Y'all hear me talk shit all the time. Y'all see what I be posting all the time. Right? Right. I didn't have people right now because, like I said, I was married to a white woman. I got mixed kids. I had somebody hit me up on the DM and was like, yeah, I wanted to talk to you about something. And then I looked and I seen that she was married to a white woman. And I was like, oh, and I was like, see, because I ain't ashamed of it, right? I ain't ashamed of it. That was my life. That was who I was, right? And they think different of you. Right? So just imagine if 6 months from now, I was all in Facebook like, yeah, I'm getting married. And it was Kathy. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all know damn well y'all look at me sideways. Even y'all who right now is looking at this and like, man, you love who you love and you saying I ain't black power. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, brothers and sisters, whoever is saying that. But be honest with yourself. If 6 months from now, you seen me having a Facebook Live celebration with me getting married to this white girl, you say you wouldn't look at me crazy. Say you wouldn't have something to say to me, even if you don't say it. Exactly. And that's the truth. And that's just the truth. And this one is what's really important. Some of us use the excuse of, no, but if we're getting babies by other races, we're making more black babies, right? It would seem that way, right? Not so. Because how many times you done seen a white, usually it's a white girl with just a baby, or how many of y'all, because I ain't gonna just like generalize that, because that's not cool, because I don't know everybody's situation really though. But I know that I've seen single white moms with black babies, sometimes multiple black babies, right? So if they not raising their babies black, see Facebook trying to mess with me, it's making me move. So now y'all gonna see my house. But what was I saying? Here go my light skinned son. He ain't that light skinned though. He got some color. But damn, what was I saying? Oh, we'll say that we are making more black babies, but. And then I talked about so I talked to my cousin before I did that because I wanted to give her the respect that she deserved. My cousin is a mixed girl. She's just mixed with black and white. Beautiful skin, beautiful eyes. Got all that stuff that we be going crazy about. Look at that eye yellow and all that stuff, right? She lives in Medford. That's where my uncle was married to her mom in Medford. She is engaged to a white guy. They had a baby. If I just showed y'all the picture of this baby, my little cousin, whom I love, she's my cousin. I know that she's black. I'm talking about y'all. She's the kind of white where you could not tell, where you could like on her arms you could probably see blue veins type. And I'm not exaggerating. Follow me. Now, do you really think that as she gets older and she's miseducated and she's traumatized, whether she know it or not, by white supremacy and all she's seeing is white and all she do is see the benefits of white, do you really think that she gonna represent that quarter of black at all? And imagine if she have a baby by another white person. Where's the black gonna be? And this happens. This happens more than you know. More than you know. This happens. So that's what I see is happening. And again, you love who you love. This is not to bash anybody. This is just to give a perspective, historical, personal, interpersonal, media, right? Just to give a different perspective so people could understand where some people come from. And it's not about hating white people. It's about loving us first and more. Every other race do it. Especially every people of color. Every one of them do it. You don't see nobody chasing down, oh, I gotta go get me a white girl. And that's what we do, whether we say it or not, because we have a problem with saying that, right? Oh, no, you just love who you love. Stop it. It's not true. You love who you want to love. Because why am I entertaining her in the first place? Right? But. Hey, Linda. Linda is my white, my white sister-in-law, almost. Love Linda. She dope as fuck. Love my sister. She gay and white. How about that? She gay and white. And I love the shit out of her. Seriously, she dope as fuck. And that's okay. You know? And my sister, I talked to my sister before I did this too. And I go, Brianna right there. What's up, Bree girl? For real. I was just talking about Brianna. Her daughter, man, if y'all see her daughter, y'all be like, we was talking about it and kind of laugh too. Like her and her fiance talk about it all the time. Right? And it's just something that we deal with. And I say this, y'all, because our experience is different and we have to start acting like that. Everybody knows it, but we still try to fit in like we're normal, like everybody else. Our experience is different. I'm sure if Linda got pulled over with my sis, because my sis chocolate like me, I'm sure she could feel that tension. I'm sure she could feel the difference. Because we different. And that's okay. Then we just can't walk through the world like we everybody else. We can't walk around like we could just bang on each other and kill each other. We can't do that. And we don't need to. Anyway, I'm about to shut my ass up because I gotta go. I gotta get something to eat. I'm tired as hell. I gave the example of chocolate. I talked about that. Yep. Anyway, I'm gonna shut my mouth. I love y'all. I love all y'all. Promise I do. I just love black people hella more. It's stupid how much more I love black people. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all in a minute. Y'all have a good night and love each other. Love everybody, damn it. In a minute. You got something to say, Ron?
Black power.
Shut your ass. Black power. You don't know what you're talking about. Bye.